best, and yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp. $5 met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they would have dollar, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing her work every night of the week.
Night of the week.
Like she chilling up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 4:30. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on, ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you, oh, let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you. Why? Cause I don't wanna leave this party, baby, without you. What you waiting for? Hop on the ride.
Okay.
What you waiting for? Hop in the ride. So I arrive at a party at 9. I reside beside Sim. Think when we fly, time's on our side. But look again, then it's 11 p.m. Chalk it on the board. Time to sin. Let's begin. Hey, you're kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
Say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really, really, really like.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Jct TV. I'm Papa T, and it's a pleasure to be here on deck once again. I know it's been a minute, but the outstanding JDX has invited me to sit on the panel since his other counterparts are out in the field doing other things today. And I just want to welcome you all to the few.
Blessings.
JDX, how are you?
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Always.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
today we will be discussing the subject matter of cognitive truth.
Bonafide.
Right? No,
Bonafide
okay.
truth.
So you can tell I'm not used to doing this. It's been a minute, right? Bonafide truth and cognitive belief.
Belief, yeah.
Okay, bonafide truth and cognitive belief. Wow, two powerful terms.
It is very powerful.
I could almost not even remember them. They were so
I
powerful.
know because especially
yes, the balance.
especially the bonafide.
Indeed. But the thing is, before we go into that, I want to send a special shout out, and I wish that everyone out there in TV land would actually give us their support and actually sending their prayers for Brother Marvin,
Yeah.
right? Rob Kennel, from our clock hour. He's actually in need of our prayers right now, so we want to make sure that everyone is with him in this circumstance. And also giving a great big shout out to the chief engineer, Big Al in the back, making it do what it do. And also Mike for opening up the doors of Sky 13 so we can come in and sup with you and you with us on this outstanding weekend. With that being said, I'm going to actually turn the floor over to the chief inspector of the few as he addressed the situation on bonafide truth and kinetic belief.
Yes, perhaps when you send this topic to me, it was mind-boggling because I had to be. You sent me back into my spirit and search because when you said bonafide, I had to come to the acknowledgement of what does it really mean to be a bona fide human being? Wow. Because bona fide itself is like you are part of something that belongs. And when I get the message, I said, Lord have mercy, I'm connected. But where is the connection is coming from? And the bona fide truth is you have to know where the connection is.
Indeed.
And to get the connection of to be bona fide, especially to be born on earth, you have to be part of a big universal energy. And to be connected to that energy, to know how to tap into the source of it, to become who we are today.
Yes, sir.
And to manifest what we were born to become. It's so deep because I had to search my spirit because as it says, who knows the heart of a man except the spirit that's in the man? And who knows the heart of God except the spirit that's in God?
Wow. It's an amazing thing because when you talk about the truth, right? The truth is the light and the light is the power. The power within the truth is the light that causes the blind to see, the deaf to hear, and the lame to walk straight on the path of righteousness. So when you're talking about the truth all within the essence of itself, it is a great force. And then when you add bona fide to it,
Oh, it's powerful.
bona fide take you to a dimension that's above and beyond. It's incredible. So you're talking about an incredible truth. And when you think today, in the day and time that we're existing in, 2023, what truth could be so bona fide or so immense and incredible that it has to be shared with all mankind for a state of deliverance and perseverance?
I think the truth that have to be shared with all mankind is that out of one blood of man came out all the other races. And to know the truth itself, because truth itself is just a matter of a statement, but it's to know the offer of truth.
Okay.
You follow?
Yes, sir.
Because if
Yes, sir.
truth is the word, but who is the offer of truth? And that is where we have to come to the understanding.
Okay.
And to know that offer of truth is to know the beginning of all things.
True. And you know, that word always abounds and seems to enter the conversation or the subject matter, understanding. And understanding its highest level, right, is that level of necessity, that level of God, or the grand architect of the universe, or whatever you want to call him, right? And that's love. Love is the highest level or highest elevation of all understanding. It surpasses anything that you may even conceive to think of. Because the minute that you have thought of that thing that is greater than the thought that had been processed previously, like knowledge is infinite and something else grows. And we're about constant growth, constant and never-ending improvement.
Everlasting.
Yes, and that's what brings us into that realm and that term called everlasting.
And that's what it says. Anybody who comes to the path of knowledge never goes back. The moment you cease, that means you have already lost the battle, because knowledge is everlasting.
Indeed.
And the wisdom of it is to keep on searching and knowing, because it's like every time you reach a plateau of what you think you know, there is something greater than what is done, just what you think you know.
Indeed. And you know, that's what brings us to the resurrection. And that's what brings us into that state to say that that's what we submit to.
Yes, sir.
Infinite intelligence, the force that pervades and controls the entire universe. So it's intelligence. Intelligence lies within truth. It lies within the lie. It lies within hope. It lies within charity. It lies within everything. So the thing is, if we accept that, then we accept the God. Call him God, call him whatever you want to call him. But the thing is, it's intelligence.
Intelligent, yeah, because they say that people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Yes, sir.
And it's only, Marcus Garvey says, intelligence rules the world. And
Indeed,
when
indeed.
intelligence rules the world, the ignorance are carrying the burden.
Indeed. You know, Marcus has been so compelling in my life. And one thing that I always remember him stating, and this was a truth, a bona fide truth, right? When he said, the world is hell as man shows it, its creatures are still. To live is of superior wit, to fell is thus to feel. No smile is genuine, my friend, is all a pleasing lie. Be ever ready to defend or shape your minds to die. That is Marcus Garvey, his greatest saying. You understand? Because within that is the intelligence of
I would love for you to
preparation.
repeat that again, because it was so it was so sweet that to me, it came out like a music, like rhythm. So if you could repeat that.
I'm going to repeat this. Which is something I
But can
usually
you just
don't
take a
do.
little time?
Just-
You sing it so
Just for,
you sing it so
just for
sweet
GDX.
that, yes, please,
you know,
just break
the
it for me.
world is hell as man shows it. Its creatures are still. To live is of superior wit. To fail is thus to feel. No smile is genuine, my friend. It's all a pleasing lie. Be ever ready to defend or shape your minds to die. And what he's saying there is be ever ready, be ever prepared, right? One great professor and coach and instructor of mine taught me from a very young age, it is better to always be ready so you don't ever have to get ready.
Yes, sir. And when I put the word truth and to know the offer of truth, as you quote Marcus Garvey,
Yes, sir.
this was a word from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad
Praise.
also, because he asked you, don't look at truth, but find the author of truth. Because if you get to know the author of truth,
Okay.
you are in the atmosphere of every truth that ever exists and every truth that is to be continued.
I like that. I like that because it actually refortifies and fortifies with our viewers and our listeners the fact that reading, and you used to hear this commercial a lot more often than you do nowadays, says reading is fundamental. So it gets them back to the essence of reading,
Yep.
right? And he's talking about the author here. And you know, when they talk about the grand architect of the universe, they tell you in every book of truth, right, that he is not an author of confusion,
No, sir.
right?
It
He will not
manifests.
have you to be ignorant. So if he's not having you to be ignorant, how do you cancel out ignorance, right?
It's by
A lot of people think illiterate is, oh, you're illiterate, and they get mad, right? But illiterate, they should be getting mad because it is actually informing you, right? Illiterate means that you cannot read or write. In other words, you are ignorant.
no, but who says that's because someone cannot read or write that they are illiterate? Because knowledge itself does not come by the understanding of a book. Because 99% of the universe today, I could say openly that they are illiterate.
Indeed.
With all the education, the masters, the diplomas, the PhD, the PSG, whatever.
Well,
See, and looking at
I don't
it,
wanna
that's
cut you off.
that's not knowledge.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, right? I don't want the wrong terms to reach our listeners' ears. When you say education, that's not what you learn in schools. That's not education.
No,
that's
that's not
doctrination.
That's doctrination.
Yes, education is what every being needs in order to rise to the level and to the heights of the supreme being.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, that's a better statement.
With that being said, we're diving deep into this. Hopefully we can come back and cover the subject matter of kinetic belief with a little bit more of this content here. We're going to jump out, go over to this week's sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding, my brother.
You are my dream. You are my dream, girl. Come feel the dream with me. You are that dream, girl. A stroll on the beach, holding hands, walking. You're looking at the stars in the sea, but in my eyes, girl, you're all that I can see. You are the dream, girl. You are my dream. 'Cause you are my dream. You are my dream, girl. Come feel the dream with me. You are that dream, girl. A stroll on the beach, holding hands, walking. You're looking at the stars in the sea, but in my eyes, girl, you're all that I can see. You are the dream, girl. You are my dream.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys got something out of that right there, and hopefully you'll get something out of this portion of the show as we wrap up things on the subject matter of
Bonafide.
kinetic belief, and we just covered bonafide truth. And this is so massive and so immense that we'll return with another segment at a later date. But right now, I want to pass the plate of kinetic belief over to JDX and see what the Spirit delivers for us.
Okay, so connective belief is to be up to believe on is to know, because he who believes does not truly understand because you believe in something, but to believe and to know is two different. Because knowing gives you experience and a powerful desire to create. Because when you know something, you can make it, you can do it, you can turn it upside down, and you can close your eyes and then break it down and rebuild it back. But to believe is like you're still in doubt. That's how I see it, because you're not sure.
Okay.
And when you're not sure, you're still guessing. And to come to the knowledge of knowing, you have to, as I said earlier, it is to come to the knowledge of who you are. And as you said earlier again, the greatest gift that any one of us could have is the blessings of love, the gift of love. Right? And to love. What is the first part of love is to love first yourself.
Indeed.
And when you get to know who you are as a human being, especially us as a people,
Indeed.
we have been underneath the hands of oppression for a very long time. And with the knowledge of ignorance, of we thinking that we are less when we were the first, and we are still the first, but by letting others put their foot on top of us, belittle us, break us. And today is the day of resurrection, because it's a good thing. It's Easter. Tomorrow, they say, is the Savior's coming out of the hole.
Resurrect your mind.
Yeah, resurrect. But today we are resurrecting it right here.
Exactly.
And we come into the knowledge of knowing that we are learning to know that we are the beginning of everything. The black man is the father of every other race of man underneath the sun. But we're not using it as a badge of pride or prejudice, but as a badge of knowing that nobody can put us under their foot again, because we were always the one who brought everyone into existence, and we will not stand to no person ignorant of making us think that they are more superior than us, when we are the father and the mother of all civilization.
One of the key things in coming into that awareness or resurrecting yourself, because that's what the real resurrection that you read in the Bible, the Quran, and every other book is about, a resurrection of a mental state. We must resurrect our brothers and our sisters and the entire planet mentally first. We must resurrect their minds, because your mind and your mindset is the road and path that combines and connects the spiritual aspect of your existence and the physical aspect of your existence. And once you are unified on that path, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving, being what you want to be, doing what you want to do, and having what you want to have. But you must change the mindsets. I don't want our profession, right? And when I say profession, I'm not just talking about profession as far as your craft, right? Although verbalizing what is a craft as well. I don't want it to be just on race. I don't want it to be just on statue, but I want it to be on your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to change your mindset.
Yes, sir.
You have to reset it in order to become that being that you really have and aspire to be, and that you need to be. And the word is a difference between want and need.
But how do you get them to change their mindset?
By giving them vital information.
Because it said that you could only, how will the people know if they don't have a teacher? And even if they have a teacher and the teacher have to be sent, is it Jeremiah or one of the...
Let me explain this to you. The difference in a being sent, right, and a being that's just trained by one that is not even noble enough to really be gifted to make such a selection, is being fallen beneath the voice of individuals, or an individual that actually is called to this craft because that is their life.
you'll recognize such a being because they sleep, eat, and drink what their craft is. So how do you come up underneath the voice? By coming up underneath the voice of one on this platform. This platform is created so that we can change your mindsets. We brought entertainment as a draw to bring people to the cross. And when they say the cross, we're not talking about the cross that you're talking about someone was hung on, but to the cross of truth, that T. Bring them to the truth, right? Because most people take that T and they misunderstand the cross and they want to use the double cross, right? But the greatest trick that they have to realize about the double cross is there's a thing called the triple cross. So the triple cross, which is within every cross, if you look at it, it's a perimeter, an internal, and then the actual cross itself, right, is that truth that will lead you to the salvation and to the threshold of your own understanding. It will bring you into the heart of love. And that's what we actually want to do. We want to spread love, because if you spread love,
we conquer all.
And building righteousness, you will destroy all unrighteousness.
True, because today when we stand on truth, you just stand on truth and open up to the power of whichever entity that is existing. We defeat them with truth, because we come in truth and righteousness.
Indeed.
And everything that your statement will be truth, because no one can deny our tribulation.
Indeed.
So when we call you on the evil that you've done,
Indeed.
it's like we are the one that will judge you. It's your wickedness judging you by our truth manifesting it to you.
Indeed. And you know the scripture tells you that, and I don't want you to misconceive when I say scripture. I don't want you to just look at the Bible. I don't want you to just look at the Quran. I don't want you to just look at the book of Torah or the book of Mormon. But look at all of them, because all of them says the identical same thing. If your conscience don't condemn you, then neither will I.
True that.
I don't have time to condemn the next individual. That's why it says judge not unless you wish to be judged, because the truth will judge everything that upon the earth. The truth is an eternal burning fire, and it burns and burns and burns, and it's unquenchable. But with that, your belief, we want to change your belief by changing your mindset. Reset your mindset. Reset and actually set it to be the greatest and the best that you can be. To do the best that you can do and to have the best that you can desire.
Yes, sir. Because Martin Luther King said it even sweeter. He said, if you're going to be in the race, if you have to be a little shrub by the wayside, be the best shrub that you're going to be. If you're going to be a little tree, be the best tree that you're going to be. If you're going to be the runner, be the best runner. But just remember, you are a powerful being and you are what God created you to be, and let no one take that from you, because there is power within every one of us, and there is strength and the ability to become whatever you want to become, but just do it in the best of your ability.
Indeed. You know, that actually brings back to me, you know, he says, if you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley below.
Yes,
if you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail, but be the best at whatever you are.
Yes, sir.
If the world calls for you to be a great street sweeper,
sweep it to the
sweep it like Michelangelo.
Paint
Pictures, right? And treat it like Shakespeare wrote
poetry, and sing it like Bob Marley sing
streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth would have to pause and say, there lives a great street sweeper who swept the job well.
Well done.
You understand? So
yes, sir.
All of this is instrumental. And you hear us mentioning names on this platform, right? If you are not going to use the number at the end of this show and communicate with us while we're off the set during the course of the month or the weeks or whatever, then look up some of these names and study some of these speeches for yourself and some of these documentaries, right? And readings. Martin Luther King, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right? Marcus Garvey, right?
Dr. Wilson.
W.E. Du Bois, right? Even look up Ralph Waldo Emerson.
And we can look like even great men. I mean, even in our existence today, even the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. That's a man who gave great speech. We have so many. Brother Omar, wonderful. Yes. Brother Caleb. I mean, those brothers are powerful.
And in order to really be able to receive this information the way that the grand architect of the universe directed it, you must reset your mind. And how do you reset your mind? By daily meditating over the word.
Yes, sir.
It's a daily process, constant and never-ending improvement. You must go to the word every day, whether you're listening to it from Margaret Garvey, whether you're repeating this show over and over and over, whether you're listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, whether you're reaching way back in time and looking at some of the works of Adam Clayton Powell, another great individual. If you're looking up the Reverend Al Sharpton,
Oh, wonderful.
you know, Joel Olson is a great professor of proper mindset. You understand? And I recommend it to anyone, Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill.
Yes. Go and do your research. Research yourself, because in these words you will find yourself. It tells you in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. Stop being deceived and falling and allowing yourself to fall on information that was created to keep you docile and submissive to a belief and to an entity. Release and free yourself by actually giving yourself a greater mindset, by empowering yourself with the word, which is the power.
Yes, sir. Well
Anything
said.
you would like to say, my brother?
I
as we
mean, my
depart
brother,
here?
you put the whole icing on the cake already. I don't even want to comment on it to take out anything from it. So we just got to give thanks and ask the people to, just you said, keep your mind renewed. And
Yes,
remember,
the daily
we
renewing
can
of your
only do it because today the whole world, both the good and the bad, is fighting for this,
Indeed.
the mind.
Indeed.
And whichever one that we allow to rule it is the winner in the
Will
end.
be our Father.
And
So the key is the daily renewing of your mind. How do you become successful? By the daily renewing of your mind. What you did yesterday don't count for the day. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bounce off here. We want to see you back here, same place, same station. Go down here, subscribe, deal with us on YouTube, and we're going to make some things happen in this year, in this term that has never happened before. Success awaits us, brother.
always
Let us
the
keep
best.
it coming.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
It's always
yes, sir.
a
It's a
pleasure.
pleasure that you guys welcomed me back today for a change.
And when you come
Two-tone L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp, $5 met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing her work every night of the week.
Night of the week.
Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 4:30. Kush same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising.